Hey, Faithful Politics listeners and viewers. If you are watching on our YouTube channel, I am your political host, Will Wright, and I am joined by your faithful host, Josh Bertram.
Old Faithful is what they call me.
Old Faithful. How's it going, Josh?
You know, it's going okay. I got a little bit of a cold, I think, but don't worry, I took a COVID test.
You don't got the
COVID.
You don't got the Rona?
No Rona. No Rona.
Was it a rapid antigen or was it a PCR?
It was rapid.
Mm.
But it was double.
Oh, got it. You took two of them?
Yes, at the same time.
I'm pretty sure that
those
that's
things are rough, dude.
Yeah. So you don't have that Obi-Wan variant?
No Obi-Wan Macron.
Yeah, Obi-Wan.
No. Contrary to popular belief, dude, colds still exist.
What? That's crazy.
Not everything is the coronavirus.
Oh.
You know?
Okay. Wow. Well, this is our kind of like our end of season episode. No, I know if you're listening or watching this, you're probably wondering like where was my fix on Tuesday? And we're sorry. Yeah, I mean like this may come to surprise to some, but like Josh and I actually have day jobs.
We do other things.
Yeah. Hey Josh, do me a favor and talk and make sure you're talking in your microphone.
Yeah, I got you. How's that?
I'm totally not going to edit that out.
Are you serious? What is this like right here?
Let's just bring it up like that.
Can you hear now?
Oh yeah. Now you're.
That's much better.
Yeah. And it makes.
Man, this is lame that I'm gonna have to do this. I don't know what the heck, dude. I gotta find my microphone. This is the second one that I've had, and now I don't know where it is, and it's making me feel like I shouldn't be a podcaster. Although that's not going to change, whether I am or not. But
doesn't the Bible say something like "if you're faithful with little" or something like that?
Well, if you're faithful with politics, dude, then you'll be faithful with most.
Yeah. So what do you think about this last season number deuce?
You know, it was cool. I think that we had a lot more. Just like we got more people on the show and we're able to kind of not move back and forth. That's not what I really mean. But I was able to take a break and you were able to take some time when you needed it. So that was good. You know, this last year was kind of a crazy year, dude, kind of a tough year. But I think the podcast was something that was kind of a like a lighter part of my life, something I look forward to. So it was really. I thought that part is really cool. I love what we're doing. I think it's really important. You know, maybe we can get a little more spice going on in the podcast, a little more controversy. But you and I, we're not very controversial. No. We need to start yelling and cussing and stuff like that, or.
Yeah, maybe.
That's how you go viral, dude. If I just start dropping the F-bomb and you say, Pastor drops the F-bomb.
That's true.
And then it goes viral, you know?
Yeah, you're not doing any of the things that, like, Mark Driscoll was doing to become famous.
Oh, my word. I know, dude. I need to do that. Did you start listening to that?
Like, episode 1, yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy, dude. So I just need to start, like, being, like posting really misogynistic things, like, like, under, like, a fake alias, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then I can do, I don't know, what else? What do you think? I can start, like, making fun of people and saying all sorts of, like, really unwoke things. Hey, you're muted. I wonder. You can't edit this part out either.
No,
oh,
there you go. Sorry. there was a random child that walked into my recording studio.
It's all right. It happens, dude. My random child is in the background.
Yeah. Well, it was funny. You know, we started this podcast, like kind of at the height of COVID. It was like,
yes.
I think our first episode aired, right around, it was like April or something like that. And, you know, it was kind of just a way, I think, to kind of like deal with a lot of, I don't know, like maybe our boredom, or the way we cope, the way we interacted. You know, it was kind of strange. And at first I was just thinking, yeah, man, I wonder like how long we can do this before we, I don't know, like decide it's
quit.
Yeah. And yeah, but we end up like sticking with it. Surprisingly.
Yeah, man.
Second year.
It's like one of the few things I've stuck with.
Yeah.
Besides my wife.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You know, and my children, but I have to stick with my children.
Yeah. They have laws and stuff.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
I guess my other question is like, what do you think is your favorite episode or favorite interview from this season?
Oh man, that's a really good question. You know, actually, it's funny because it was kind of the one like I went through like a period of depression and some issues alongside that, which we've talked about even as a church. So if you're looking for a church where you can talk about depression, then we're the church for you. You know, you can be depressed and tell everyone about it and all your issues. But honestly, one of my favorite ones, even though I felt a little bit out of it, was with James Lindsay. Mm. And I actually started reading his book, finally, Cynical Theories. Uh-huh. And I think I'm pretty much in agreement with what I've read so far. But then again, I've only read the introduction, so I don't know. Or maybe the preface. Maybe it's I'm pretty sure I got past the preface. It was the introduction. So I'm basically in agreement with that. So I don't know. I think that was a pretty cool one. I think he really knew. Like I just felt like he was. I don't know. I really enjoyed hearing him talk.
Yeah.
About what was going on, what he thought about.
Yeah, you know
what about you?
You know what's funny is like I knew I was going to ask you that question, and I was thinking to myself, like, well, like how would I answer that? And I'm almost inclined to say the same thing. I mean, like so for those that haven't listened yet, like we did a whole series on critical race theory. You know, we had two professors come on and you know, talk about kind of like some of the details about, you know, the pro arguments for critical race theory, kind of helped define what it was. And then we had James Lindsay come on and talk, you know, sort of like kind of to give the other side or a different perspective is probably better said. And
yes,
you know, I think he brought his points, like, and I think they were grounded on facts and you know, reason sort of arguments. And I don't know, I really appreciated just sort of his perspective. I may not agree with him. And I may have like issues, you know, about some of his conclusions about what it meant, but also like I can respect him, you know, and I remember when we posted his episode,
people were so mad.
Yeah, people were like super mad. I mean, and especially on our YouTube channel. Just like folks that are like, how could you have that guy on? Oh, you never questioned him once, you know, and you never like, you know, put him in his place. And I'm just like, that's not really our point.
Put him in his place.
Yeah, it's like one, I think he's way smarter than I am, and two, like that's not really what I'm trying to do here. I'm not trying to like get people on the show just so I can call them out on stuff that I might think they're wrong on, you know. I mean, now
stuff you don't like.
Like now if he were to come on and said, hey, you know, I think all black people should be enslaved. Like, of course, I'm gonna push up against that, you know. But, you know, making an argument about why he doesn't like critical race theory doesn't necessarily make him like an enemy. And then, furthermore, like after we were done interviewing, and this is the part that I wish like more people would recognize, is that like he's a human being. Like, we actually just sat and chatted for like 20 minutes after the show was over, just about, I don't know, like life, the universe, and everything. It was just laid back, you know. His persona that he may show either on Twitter or in the public is one thing, but he's like a human being.
Yeah.
And you could just talk to him about just regular
Totally.
stuff, you know, like, so.
And, you know, we get incentives to present ourselves in a certain way on social media, you know, especially once we've like written books about things. I'm speaking from experience, of course, and all the books I've written. I would like to write a book. I mean, write a book, but that's neither here nor there. But I think we get, we have to put this persona forward, you know. And my guess is that most people that you look at, like, would be pretty decent people, like when you just sit down and hang out with them, you know. Not everybody, but my guess is most of the talking heads and most of the people that, and he's not a talking head, but most of the people that are in any of these places, like all the people I've interviewed with, like I chill, have a beer with them, you know, hang out with them. You know, I really don't think there's someone that we've had on that I wouldn't like feel, you know, comfortable having like over at my house or whatever, or hanging out with. Like they're just all really cool, reasonable people, and I feel like definitely some of them I disagree with, probably very fundamentally on many things, but yeah, I think that I think I would have any of them on. Although Luke Timothy Johnson did hurt my feelings when he said I didn't know what hermeneutics was, and you know, that scarred me for life. But I still think I would hang out with him.
Yeah. Well, which guest are you the most surprised that we were able to get on the show?
That's a pretty, you know, probably the one that was most like, hey, I really know that person. Was Shane Claiborne. You know, just because he had written these books and I had heard of him before in the past. Although I really would like to get, like, I feel like we got to keep aiming higher, man. I mean, we've had some awesome people. I don't mean like aim higher like they weren't great, but I mean like we got to get some. I don't know. I'm trying to get some, like, you know, some. Hopefully we can get like Governor Northam on the show. Like after he's like not governor anymore, and he's not as important. Maybe we can get him on the show. Maybe we can get. What's his name? The new government, Youngkin.
Yeah.
Youngkin. We can get him on the show. Or hopefully we know somebody that may know somebody that knows Manchin. So maybe we can get Manchin on the show. Wouldn't that be sweet?
It would. Yeah. I think I probably am the most surprised at, I mean, just because I follow, you know, more the politics side, like having Olivia Troy on our show. I mean,
right.
Number one, she's just like I think just a good person. I kind of get that sense from her. And
definitely,
you know, definitely has very strong feelings about the Trump administration, for, you know, a good reason. But, I think she just really like at the end of the day, you know, even though we have this podcast, we think we do a good job with it. We really try to stay true to kind of like the core of sort of our show, not right, not left, but up, just sort of using, you know, our faith as kind of the guiding principle to kind of help like get us through some of these difficult conversations. But, like at the end of the day, I mean, like I said, you're a pastor of a church. I've got a day job. I work in safety. This is something that we do purely for hobby purposes. We fund the whole show ourselves. We produce, we do the website. I mean, like if you want to talk about a grassroots podcast, like this isn't even like grassroots. This is more like dirt,
weeds.
Yeah, weeds or something. And to have somebody, you know,
crabgrass roots.
Yeah, crabgrass roots. To have somebody like her, you know, just spend time with us. I think it really says a lot, you know, and or it says that we're really good at putting lipstick on a pig, you know.
Yeah, we're just really good at like asking things that like other people would be like, no, I can't ask him that, and we're just like, yeah, we're
really persistent. You know, it's one of the reasons why I think both you and I, you know, leveled up maybe when we got married.
No doubt, dude, about that.
So
no doubt about
stop asking.
That. Especially you.
Yeah, definitely be.
No, just kidding. Definitely me, dude.
So
holy smokes.
You know, so speaking about you know, guests, I'm really hoping that this next season we can have, even cooler guests. And I'd really love to hear, from you guys out there that are listening or watching this. Like, what are some guests you'd like to hear us talk to? What are some different points of view that you'd like for us to, address or tackle? I mean, we started kind of the season with like our March for Life series, and then we did like a critical race theory series. What are some other sort of hot button topics that you want us to kind of pound the pavement and find different perspectives on? I know for me personally, I'd like to actually maybe do a series kind of just focused on like abortion. Currently right now there's a case, that's being decided, Dobbs v. Jackson, in the Supreme Court, which could completely change like the Roe v. Wade or Casey decision, and depending on how it goes, like if they decide to get rid of Roe v. Wade, like that's going to have an impact, one way or another. So,
no, I would love that. And yeah, there's so many things like climate change. We haven't really talked about climate change. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? We haven't talked a lot about like maybe the Senate filibuster, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Or the opioid crisis. That'd be a good one to talk about. Mm-hmm. Or the Federal Reserve. How about that? Voting rights. So many things we could. We don't even need anyone's suggestions. I have them all right here. The Boy Scouts' future. What about that? I mean, who's thought about the Boy Scouts?
Yeah, so we're going to return back after the new year sometime. Just if you haven't already subscribed to the podcast, do that, and then you'll be notified when we come back on air. But 2022 is going to be a pretty exciting year for a variety of different reasons. I mean, outside of the topics that we just talked about that we want to address, I mean, we're going to be in a midterm year, which is going to be pretty hectic. We're going to be wondering, like, is Trump making his triumphant return? Is he going to be riding through the streets on a donkey with people laying down palm leaves,
Not a donkey, dude. Probably like a freaking... I know he couldn't do a hunt. He'd have to have like one of those like big, like what are the Budweiser horses? Those ones. Mm-hmm. Yeah, those with Clydesdales.
Yeah.
Or you know what? He'd be riding on the back of a dragon or something, dude. There's no way, like a freaking bearded dragon or Gila monster, whatever.
Yeah. More like a chupacabra. Like will JFK be resurrected? That's another question I've got. Is like. There's a lot of, QAnon folks that are hanging out over a bridge in Texas, wondering if he's going to be coming back to life to, destroy the Democratic cabal that's torturing and eating kids.
Yeah, dude. Speaking of that, Ghislaine, I hope we can get her on.
Yeah.
I hope we can get her on the show.
Yeah,
to defend herself.
She might be a little tied up.
Yeah, man. Because the question is, dude, did the Clintons go there? Did they get on the Lolita Express?
Yeah.
As it's called? Is that what it's called?
I think so.
I heard that phrase.
Yeah.
The Lolita Express.
Bill and Trump did.
Bill. Oh, was Trump on the Lolita Express? Or
there was a person that testified during the trial that said that he rode on Epstein's plane.
Gotcha. Well, hey, I'm not super surprised.
So there's definitely a lot going on. So we will actually have, kind of breakout or special episodes of the show as very, like explosive stuff comes out. Especially stuff that like we're following pretty closely, like the Ghislaine Maxwell, the Roe v. Wade stuff, like the OSHA vaccine mandates. These are all stories that we're following pretty closely, and we've got connections that can, kind of fill us in on what's going on. So, so this isn't necessarily like a goodbye as much as it is a see you later. Totally. But yeah, I guess I kind of want to end like, tell us kind of what your church is doing, Josh.
Well, we are we're entering into a cool season where we're going to be really focusing on growth in the church and on discipleship relationships. And if you want to know what that means, then send me and go to shortpump.church and see what's going on, and send me some questions that you have. And we really want to focus on helping people, like in our church and even without, on figuring out what God's called them to do, like the purpose, and specifically like either a ministry or a nonprofit or a business, like what He's put in their heart, and how can we help accomplish that? How can we help accomplish it through networking? How can we help accomplish it through financial resources and fundraising? How can we help accomplish it through training that's needed? And it's pretty, honestly, I feel pretty excited about the future, although terrified too on everything, that is going to be going on. And one thing that I think that I will be doing is I'm going to be posting more, like alongside of doing our podcast here. I'm doing kind of like a spinoff in a sense of bringing some of my own thoughts, posting them on YouTube, having some other interviews with maybe people that wouldn't be as like relevant to politics and stuff like that. So stay tuned, because that'll be coming. But we'll always have our faithful and political conversations going on here. And that is something that I intend to have as a part of my life until you fire me or I die or something like that happens.
Yeah. Well, what a lot of our listeners actually don't even know, and maybe you can just briefly talk about it, is like, we say you're a pastor of a church, but when people think of church, they think of like here's the roof, here's the steeple, open the door and see all the people kind of thing. I can't do it, but like but you actually don't have like a building, right?
No, it's very decentralized, and the dream is that again, that people that are coming into contact with us and that we have the privilege to be able to influence, that they're given the kind of support and care and spiritual support, but emotional support and care, and even, God willing, more tangible aspects of support, like the networking piece and like the financial piece, to be able to accomplish the dreams that God's put in their heart. It's almost like we want the church to be seen and to become known as a missions organization, but even broader than that, as an organization that is for the good of all, in the sense that we want to help like bring out the dreams that are in people's hearts, make them a reality. And it's almost like an incubator. We want it to become like an incubator for the dreams and the visions that God has put on people's hearts. Whether, again, that's a business, it's a nonprofit, it's it's another church, it's another expression. And so that's really what the future is for us. That's what we're aiming at. That's what we want. Of course, our mission is to make build Christ-centered communities one person at a time. So we want our core is that people would know Jesus, and that they would see Jesus for who He really is, as God, but as Savior and as caretaker and as closest friend and confidant, and what He can be. But at the same time, we know that life goes on a lot beyond the four walls of a church, and worship is important, but it's what we do in the week that makes the difference. And so we just want to be equipping people to do that as much as we possibly can. And so, the church doesn't have a building. It may never have a building, but it meets in houses, and we'll meet wherever there are people gathered that want to bring Jesus into what they do. We can consider that a micro church. or an expression of what's going on, and we want to support that.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, that's really cool. And I appreciate you doing that. And if people want to get connected with Josh or the church, you can do that either through going to our website, the faithfulpoliticspodcast.com website. There's a link under resources that has a link to Josh's church, or you can just Google it. It's Short Pump Community Church.
And then that name may be changing soon.
Hopefully, God.
God willing.
Yeah.
But we're keeping shortpump.church because I just love that. I love that website. So we'll do something with it. Maybe we'll do like a Trump kind of thing where it like goes to one place but then goes to another. You know, maybe we could start stealing churches' websites like right when they like expire. Dude, I think that's genius. Like you steal it and then you take it right when it expires, so that when someone goes to a different church website, it comes to ours.
JoelOsteen.com.
Yes, dude. If we could get that, or like the biggest churches in the area, you know. I mean, that's really my strategy. I'm saying all this stuff. My strategy is to steal every website of every church in the area. So whenever someone goes there,
as Jesus would have wanted, you know. So
yeah, the ends always justify the means, you know.
Yeah. So anyways, that's basically what we have. I would definitely ask everybody that's listening or watching, make sure that you subscribe to our YouTube channel if you haven't already. We are at 100 subscribers, so amen to that.
Yes, do it.
Make sure you subscribe to our podcast. And if you're so willing to donate, to pour in, to even just pray just for our podcast and just our vision and our reach, don't assume that we have it all figured out, and don't assume that we have this infinite reserve of money that can pour into.
We do not.
We do not. So,
and we would love for you to give.
Yeah. So we're not a nonprofit, so you can't necessarily write it off, but we will definitely be very grateful. So.
Hey, maybe one day we will be.
Yeah, maybe we will be. Yeah. And if you got any ideas of how we can, reach different people or something, just let us know. If you want Josh to come by and speak at your church or for your group or something.
Mosque.
Yeah, mosque. Yeah.
Synagogue.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Temple.
Maybe you guys can give them like a, I guess in church terms it's called a love offering, right? Like it's not really
Yeah, but you know what, dude? I'll say whatever you want for the right price.
Yeah, me too. So that's a wrap, Josh. So I guess we'll see each other next year.
Yes, sir.
Or in a couple minutes, one or the other.
Yeah, either way.
Yeah. All right. Thanks, guys. We will see you on the other side of the new year.
Yes. God bless. Bye.